Promo cards are some of the most overlooked but most powerful cards in the entire Pokémon TCG market, and if you've been ignoring them, you are missing out. While everyone chases the latest alt arts and shiny hits from main sets, a completely different part of the hobby has been building value in the shadows of the market. Here are some of the best promotional Pokémon cards that have been increasing in price recently. Subscribe to the channel to keep up to date with the latest in the Pokémon trading card game market and stay ahead of other collectors. Eevee GX has quietly become one of the more desirable modern Eevee promo cards, especially among collectors who focus on Sun and Moon era sealed products and alternative evolution collectibles. Released as part of the Sun and Moon Hidden Fates Premium Powers collection in 2019, Eevee is a fan-favorite Pokémon, and Eevee cards, as well as its evolutions, are always highly collectible among collectors. This fact is clearly reflected in many of the prices of Eeveeolution cards. The Eevee GX card first came out, and it spent much of its time in the $10 to $20 range. A year ago, it hit $100, and made its all-time high before dropping back down to around $80. Now, the card is gaining momentum again and is closing in on $140. The next card pick has seen a lot of attention since the Mega Evolution era started. Lucario has always been one of the most popular fighting-type Pokémon, and the XY140 promo remains one of the standout Lucario cards from the XY era. One of the biggest reasons collectors continue returning to this promo is the artwork and overall presentation. However, recently renewed interest in this card is due to the Mega Evolution set, which heavily features Lucario. People collecting Lucario in the new Mega Evolution set will many to collect other Lucario cards, and people who are unable to afford the top Lucario chase cards will be seeking more affordable Lucario cards. A near-mint copy of the Lucario promo from XY are now being sold for $20, but this price is likely to increase even more. The next Mega Evolution promos are sure to do well in the future. You don't want to miss out on these. The Mega Evolution First Partner Pack promos featuring Bulbasaur, Charmander, and Squirtle quickly became popular among collectors because they combined nostalgia and starter Pokémon popularity. The original Kanto starters have always been among the safest Pokémon from a collector perspective, and any special release featuring all three together tends to attract strong long-term interest. The Bulbasaur made a low of $23 before making an all-time high of $45. Since then, the price has dropped slightly, but it could go further yet. Charmander made a low of $33 before making all-time highs of $47. Since then, the price has decreased and cards cost $39. Squirtle made a low of $28 before it went on to rebound to $32. Out of the three cards, Squirtle's price fluctuates the least. Many collectors now view these promos as strong, long-term nostalgic pieces rather than short-term hype cards. With Mega Evolution once again becoming a major focus within Pokémon, the First Partner Pack promos could continue gaining attention as collectors revisit older promotional releases tied to the mechanic. The next card pick is a Charizard promo that was being slept on for ages. Charizard GLV.XDP45 has become one of the more nostalgic Charizard promos from the Diamond and Pearl era, especially for collectors who grew up during the Pokémon SP period. Unlike traditional Charizard cards that focus purely on raw power and dramatic artwork, this card stands out because it ties Charizard directly to Team Galactic and Cyrus, giving it a unique place in Pokémon TCG history. Collectors have increasingly revisited Diamond and Pearl era cards over the past few years, and Charizard GLVX has benefited heavily from that trend. Vintage and semi-vintage Charizard cards almost always attract attention, but DP45 feels different from many modern Charizard releases because of its older LV10 mechanics and distinct silver-bordered era design. That nostalgic factor has become a major driver of collector interest. For a long time, it looked like this card was being slept on compared to other Charizard chase cards. However, as older Pokémon promos started gaining more attention, Charizard GLVX began seeing stronger demand and more consistent price increases. The price of this card has jumped from $125 to $200 for near mint copies. Since it is an old promo card, the supply of this card will be rather limited, especially for near mint copies.